Welcome back to Booze and the Rocks. My name is David Edwards, and today we're going to use these to make the Vesper Martini, aka the James Bond Martini. But first, this. Before we get into the history, this request comes to us from JohnathanwithAB from Reddit. He suggested the Vesper with a 1:1:1 ratio. So JohnathanwithAB, I'm going to do yours and the traditional Vesper Martini. So let's get into the history of this martini. The variation of the dry martini was created by Ian Fleming and made famous by its addition into his first James Bond novel, Casino Royale, which came out in 1953. In Chapter 7, Bond explains to a casino bartender exactly how to make and serve this drink. A dry martini, Bond said. One in a deep champagne goblet. Oui, monsieur. Just a moment. 3 measures of Gordon's, 1 of vodka, half a measure of quina Lillet. Shake it very well until it's ice cold, then add a large thin slice of lemon peel. Got it? Certainly, monsieur. The barman seemed pleased with the idea. Gosh, that's certainly a drink, said Leiter. Bond laughed. When I'm concentrating, he explained, I never have more than 1 drink before dinner. But I do like that one to be large and very strong and very cold and very well made. I hate small portions of anything, particularly when they taste bad. This drink's my own invention. I'm going to patent it when I can think of a good name. Now, in Chapter 8, Bond names this the Vesper, and he does this when he's introduced to the beautiful Vesper Lynn, who turned out to be a double agent. In actuality, the book version of the Vesper was created by Fleming's friend Ivar Bryce, and in Bryce's copy of Casino Royale, Fleming inscribed for Ivar, who made the first Vesper and said the good word. Okay, so let's get into making the Vesper Martini. All right, and slap like now, because I'm going to make both of these, okay? So we're going to start with the Vesper Martini, and then we're going to go into JohnathanwithAB's Martini, okay? So I'm going to use my shaking glass, okay? Now we're going to add some ice here, and I'm going to build this directly into the glass, and I'll shake it, okay? So this is a 3:1 to 1/2. So we need 3 ounces of a gin, and I'm using Sapphire Bombay's gin, 3 ounces being 90 milliliters. Did you see that alcohol abuse? Very upsetting. Gonna have to add a bit more in there for what I wasted. All right, so now I need 1 ounce of vodka. Interestingly enough, James Bond, when he discusses making this, he suggests after trying it that it would have been better with a grains-based vodka versus a potato vodka like I have here, okay? And this is 1 ounce or 30 mils of vodka. And now for the interesting flavor of Lillet Blanc. This is a fortified wine. It's French, which is awesome. And originally, he called for a quina Lillet, which had quinine in it. Now, they don't put quinine in Lillet. Now we're going to shake this. So, shaken until very cold. And the first thing we need, we can't just have a drink without a glass. So here we go, 1 chilled martini glass. And I need my strainer. And I seem to have misplaced my Hawthorne strainer. So I'm just going to use a julep strainer here. In fact, to make this better, because I want to make sure I get all the ice chips, I'm going to use my double strainer. And look how ice cold that looks. That is gorgeous. Okay. Now, James says that he wants a thin peel of lemon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rather than do a big wide fat pin, I'm going to do let me try this again, a nice long skinny piece, because I like the way it looks. Okay, we'll take this, and this will look nice and pretty right here. So we'll get a beautiful look. So that is the classic Vesper Martini. But now what we're going to do is we're going to do Jonathan with AB's Martini. And of course he is a 1:1:1 ratio. But we don't shake this. Let me just clean this up. What we have to do here is we have to stir it. And to do that, I'm going to use my stirring glass or my mixing glass. And I'm going to build this directly into some ice again. Okay. And for that, we're going to start with 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of the Sapphire Bombay gin. We need 1.5 ounces of the vodka. And now 1.5 ounces of the Lillet Blanc. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how these flavors change. And now we're going to stir this. And you stir this for about 30 seconds or so. And again, depending on the temperature you want to reach and the desired consistency of the dilution. Now, one of the reasons you have your hand down at the bottom, you can actually feel the temperature change in the glass as you do that. Okay. Now, just because we have this here again, I need another chilled martini glass. Where's my strainer? I should just need to strain this with my julep strainer. Looking at this, I have a slightly different consistency in the color. I've got a bit of an orange tinge to it based on the Lillet, or a little, sorry, not orange, a bit more of a yellow or very light amber tinge. All right, and we are going to do this, but rather than just do a long round edge, we are going to make something a little bit different. Nice long peel here. I'm going to put this in a little knot so we can tell just by looking which is which. And look at this. 2 gorgeous Vesper Martinis. Slightly different martinis. And you know what? I can't wait to tuck into these and try them out. So let me see what I can smell. Now, I notice a bit more citrus and a bit more of a gin smell on this one, obviously because I have 3 ounces of gin. But I can smell a bit more of the Lillet Blanc in this one. So let's give this a try. Definitely a gin forward drink, having 3 ounces of gin. The vodka really doesn't mute it at all. And the Lillet Blanc is just a subtle hint in this one. That's a good drink. Now let's try Jonathan with AB's. Again, you don't notice as much as the gin smell, but it's not as lemony and citrusy either. The gin is muted. The flavors are different. The vodka stands out a little bit more. The Lillet Blanc definitely comes to the surface of this. It gives you more of a, what do you call it? A stronger taste. It's got a bit more of the aroma too, where this one will give you more citrus because you have, of course, the lemon juice and the botanicals of the juniper berries. that is a good drink as well. These are 2 A-list drinks. And you know what? It's really hard to choose which one I want. But I think I might prefer the Jonathan with AB's Vesper Martini. Leave a comment down below. Try them both. Tell me what you think. Which one do you prefer? Do you think I should have different ratios for any of this? I'm going to put the ingredients in the description below for both of these drinks, so you've got that information. If this is your first time here, please like and subscribe. And make sure you hit that bell notification and turn it on so that you get notifications every time we release a new video. So smash that like button. But if you didn't like this video, you didn't find it entertaining or informative, hit the thumbs down button twice. And we'll see you next time.